All right, today we are here with Yoshi Holland, and I met her not long ago, but she had an extreme first impression for me, and I had to have her come and share who she is, why she does what she does, as a result of just you and you and you. And so today we're going to go into a conversation with Yoshi, and all I ask that you do is sit back, relax, and take in what she has to share with you. Welcome, Yoshi.
Thank you for having me, Regina.
Thank you for saying yes without really knowing who, what, when, and how.
I know, I'm like, oh, podcast. I wonder, I was excited to not know what it was going to entail, where I was going. I really didn't even look at the address until last night. Like, I have no idea, but that's how I live my life now.
Oh, that's
you
good.
know? Yeah.
So you have a lot of trust and faith about what happens from step to step then, because if it was me, I would have investigated. I would have looked in and said, hey, has there been any trouble over there? I do all kinds of stuff in terms of investigating who I'm around so that I know how to present myself in not fear, but in grace as well. So,
yeah. A little precaution.
Just a little bit?
Yeah.
I'm skeptical, so I'm like, okay, I got to figure this out before I go over there. That's just me, though. But I do also know God is in control, so.
And I met you previously, so, it was all great.
Yeah.
So I'm like, she's not going to take me anywhere crazy. So.
You're right. Not me. I'm just grateful that you said yes, because I have just been leaning in on the podcast once God laid it down on my heart. My son just continued to push me and nudge me in this direction, and I'm grateful for his supportiveness, so that he gets to do what he loves to do, and I get to do what I love to do, and that is talk to people. So let's start talking. My first question for you is, where are you from? What do you do? Give me some background about who Yoshi is known for.
Well, let's start with where I was born. So I was born in New York City, and at 2 months old, my mother gave me to my grandmother in Macon, Georgia, because she just couldn't afford me at the time. And that was my dad's mother. So my dad was married to someone else, so you know how that goes.
Yeah, I do. I am that person too.
Right, you know how that is. So, but anyway, he's like, no, my mother will take her. And he had 8 or 9 brothers and sisters that were in Macon, Georgia. So his whole family was there. But he lived in New York. And I had one other aunt that lived in New Jersey. So at 7 months, my mother came back to say, okay, I want to get her back. She came down to get me. But my aunts and grandmother did not want to let me go. So I ended up growing up in Macon, Georgia.
Wow.
But every summer I went to New York to visit my mom in Manhattan and my dad in the Bronx. He was a New York City cab driver, so, it was just riding in the cab sometimes and, just seeing New York through his eyes as well as my own. And after I graduated high school, I went to college for a couple of years, but then I went back to New York for might have been 17 years.
Okay.
And that's where the kids were born. And then eventually found myself back in Atlanta in 2003. And we're still here.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's pretty interesting. When I first met you and I could hear your tonality and the style that you speak, was not Southern. I mean, it's like, she's got to be New York style. Right? That's just the thing I had. And I just love that about you. For me, I'm a Southern girl all day long, and you can hear it from a mile away.
Not really. I can't really tell.
No?
I can't tell. Yeah,
okay,
I'd have to guess. And then you have this cool side of you that could be kind of, mid something. But, Atlanta has all sorts of women. So you just don't know. You have to ask.
There's honestly a blend, because I lived most of my life in Alabama. And then I moved to Ohio. So that mid is the Ohio region, right?
See,
And having,
I knew it
so
was
yeah.
something
And
in
then I would
there.
go visit New York, DC, the whole 9 yards, lived in DC as well. And so you just pick it all up and
Yeah.
go with it.
You do,
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah.
And when I was in New York one summer, I remember I said something and I said, "Oh yeah, my cousin did that."
Uh-huh.
And then someone said,
Yo,
"Your
what?
cousin?" And then I was like, "Oh, never again." Okay, and somehow I just it just never stayed anymore. So, I'm like, no, 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 that won't happen again.
Yeah. Listen, it's almost like we've run parallel. I did the same thing in Ohio, and I said something about foil. No, foil. Foil.
For
Yeah, I said, hey, can you pass me some foil? The lady was like,
oh,
oh, darling,
oh,
it's foil.
oh,
I
okay.
said, okay, got it. Because all the 19 years, 17 years I have been speaking, it was fall from the South. So,
Right.
it's just, yeah. But again, I think those moments in life help us become who we're supposed to be, like
Yeah.
who God has us planned to be. And so I'm grateful for that. And I speak a lot now. So I'm grateful for the day that she said, no, baby,
Yeah.
no.
Because people don't have to think they know you just by hearing you speak a certain way, and
That's
then you're
right.
categorized. And then, like you, Regina, we have no idea where you're from. Like, she's just Regina, and
Yeah.
that amazing spirit that you
Yeah.
bring to life. Oh my goodness!
Wow.
I was all over. I'm like, what does she do? The day I met you,
Yeah.
that I did not get a chance to even talk to you at the Marietta event over at that restaurant.
Right.
And I'm like, when it was your turn to speak, I'm like, wow, where did she come from with that? So that was some. Then I waited to speak with you, but some woman was taking up all the time with you. And if anyone knows Yoshi, I got to get to the next
Yeah, you
thing.
moved
I
on.
got to
You moved
go.
on. I
I got
saw
to
you
go.
from in my peripheral, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get to meet her. Because when you spoke, I also had the same feeling. I was like, oh, I got to get to know her. And then you were like, zip, I'm out. Like, girl, no, this one's taking too long.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
we came
Regina.
back together, and that was my intention. And I'm so glad that we were able to do that because I saw you, and I mean, I saw you. I saw the thing that most people are looking for in someone who that they can get to know, love, and trust. And so that glow of your spiritual sense was just raining out. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna figure it out. I don't know. She went out like as fast as a rabbit, but I was like, I gotta get to know her, and I'm so grateful that I did.
Me
Yeah.
too, Regina.
And we've really pushed off a little fast, right? Like,
Yeah.
we've had a few more things that we've done, a couple more things that we've done together, and I just feel like you positioned exactly the way God expected you to position in the encounter. Because you have not said no to any of the requests that I've had, even to this. You could have said, "Oh my God, no! I don't want to do that. I'm not interested." But no, it's you are a lady of yes.
Yeah, yeah. I do say yes a lot. Especially if a woman in business is asking me to do something. It's normally yes all day.
Yeah.
It is.
Wow. So tell us about what you do. Like, who are you?
Okay, so I am a food and health coach. Now, this is an interesting topic because just as of the last 24 hours, it's changed from what I've been doing, the way I have been coaching.
Okay.
So, I've been doing the traditional, you get on a discovery call, you go through the thing and you see if the potential client is a good fit for coaching her in health and food. Women want to lose weight, feel better, have more energy, all the things. But that's just one woman, one-on-one. And then sometimes we do group coaching, 4 or 5 women at a time. But there are so many women that I have received texts from just this past week, and they're taking care of their mothers. A few months ago, someone was taking care of her father. And I mean, I called one of my business partners and I'm like, this is too many women calling me, texting me, telling me that they're taking care of their ailing mothers. This has to stop. And I feel like where my heart has been leading me, well, no, not my heart doesn't lead, where the Lord has been leading me, and He put it in my
That's
heart,
good.
is to how the ability to talk to more of the masses, right? And I feel like we're moving toward doing more like outside activities with women, mixed with food, mixed with education of health, and not just sitting and talking and coming to another workshop and getting on virtual calls. Virtual is starting to just be a word that I'm just not too settled with it anymore. I want to be outdoors. I want to take women on adventures and hikes. And so we're moving toward coaching in that way.
Okay.
So I'm telling you, it is about to be something really fun.
Are you thinking retreats, like you, like silent retreat experience? Not that we are going to be silent, but that's an example of what that is. Like a 3-day retreat is your thought, or is it just a 1-day event for you? Where do you feel like that's going to start for you?
That's a great question. I don't know exactly. It probably won't be a 3-day immediately.
Yeah.
We'll probably start with a day.
Okay.
And all the things that we can do in a day to help a woman get on the road to real, true health and living a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah. So I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready now that you're telling me that you're going on the move. What do you see it being? What do you see your first event looking like? Because I know that many people have a notion to take an action, but it feels so big for them that they don't even take it, right? But God is like saying to them, do it. Do it. I created you for this. And inside of all of that, the fear comes and it's like, oh, I don't know. I got too much planning. I'm not sure if I'm ready. I mean, all the things, right? So help someone that might be viewing our conversation right now or listening to it on the podcast that says, hey, listen, I know that it's a big task, but this is my first chapter. So explain your first chapter with us.
Yeah.
In this new venture.
I love the way you said that. So, you know how it's in your mind, right? It's in your heart. And you're like, this sitting and talking and coaching a woman virtually for 30 minutes every week and then checking in with her and making sure she's eating spinach instead of donuts, you know,
Ice cream.
ice
Okay.
cream.
You saw my dessert tray over there. Okay.
You know how it is. And this is just not it. So I'm talking to my publicist last night.
Yeah.
And she's also helps me a lot with business strategy, M. Ferguson. And she's like, well, Yoshi, what if coaching is different? Because let me just keep it real. When you coach someone, like our fees are like $2,500, right? So, you know, you're talking with the Lord and you're like, well, what's going to replace that? Whereas, you know, I can talk to one woman and she's like, okay, sign me up. And, you know, and the money comes in.
Right.
But I'm talking about, you know, how do I do this world's healthiest lifestyles? Because that is the name of a show that I have been basically just putting together in my mind on paper. I've gone to some restaurants and kind of shown people what to eat that's healthy. And but I'm like, how do I merge the two? How do I bring women into world's healthiest lifestyles? Or is it separate? Or is it just a YouTube show where you watch me do what I do and then, hey, come on, you can do it too? I'm like, no, that just doesn't feel right.
So what has God said to you to do?
I know it's that question, right? So as of the last, I would say few hours before I got here, Regina, because I'm like, Lord, okay, what are we doing? I need to know. What are we doing? Where's the money coming from? Honestly, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're starting with a 1-day sort of meet, eat, hike, learn.
Okay.
and then we'll fill in all the details of that. So
Yeah.
I can see that. And I want women to leave revived but tired. I want you to be tired from the day, like, and go to sleep, because some women don't even sleep at
That's
night.
right.
So we need to be moving our bodies during that day where, you're tired, you're ready to go to bed. Oh my gosh, my day was so full. I did this with women, I did that, but I was moving my body too. And I was eating healthy food. You know, we got a lot of, we're a brunch town. Atlanta is a brunch town,
It is
right?
definitely a
I
brunch
love a
town.
great
Okay.
brunch.
It's a brunch, a lunch, a dinner. It's all of them.
Yes.
We don't cook around here. It's generally, for the
It's,
most part, because we love to go. ATL loves to be out on the scene. So
yes.
if you have not been here, then you should come, because you're going to go breakfast, brunch, lunch, dinner, and the
Yeah.
nightcap.
Yes. And there's so many places to do that.
Yeah.
And stay tuned, because I'll have some of those places for you. I'll be going to I've already been to a lot of them, but there'll be more coming.
Yeah. So inside of that, where do you know God has you in this moment?
I know He has me in this moment to really help women live healthy lifestyles. And you don't have to give up delicious food to do that. That's something that I've learned through being a food explorer. I really do look into, like, quinoa is one of my favorite foods. If you follow me on social media, everyone knows Yoshi's going to post stuff about quinoa, all these different ways to make quinoa, right? And so it's that one carb that you can replace, with eating rice or potatoes.
Even
And
sweet potato?
oh yeah, you don't have to replace sweet potato, but if you are looking to really lose weight, so for about 60 days, I would come off of sweet potatoes altogether. And even with quinoa, I would just a small portion, and because it is a superfood and it gives you so much energy. My clients some of them hadn't even heard of quinoa
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my goodness, it's my favorite food now.
Yeah. I don't care if it's red, white. I love it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
delicious. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's what you mix with it. You just don't eat plain
Right. That's
quinoa.
right.
So in my cookbook called Pretty Food, we have recipes in there that's like, wow, now this is delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So as I think about what you're sharing with me, what do you believe that was really what God shared with you? Like, out of all the gifts that He could have given you, what was it, do you believe, was the reason that He said, this is what you are to do?
I am so passionate about it. So the first thing is, I know He gives us the desire of our hearts. And keeping it real, Regina, gloves off. I don't totally enjoy coaching one-on-one. We're going back and forth, I don't enjoy it in that way. And I know that He wants to get women moving. And not only women, men too, but I coach women.
That's right.
And He wants to get our bodies moving. I don't feel like we were born to sit as much as we do. When we think about a 24-hour period, when you think about a 24-hour period, think about how much are you really sitting? And do you think that women hundreds of years ago sat that much? They didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't. I'll tell you a story about my mom, who's 89 right now. She'll be 90 in December.
Wow.
And she lives in Buckhead by herself. And she has walked all of her life in New York City. And she doesn't take any prescriptions. And she's never even been in the hospital other than having children. I mean, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
And so I look at these specific things and I take from them. That's part of exploring health. Pay attention to what happens around you. Look at some of your relatives and friends and their parents and look at the health challenges they may be having and say, you know what? I don't want to do that. I don't want to have that problem. And how do I not have that problem starting today? How do you do that? We have enough on, oh my goodness, Googling and social media and Chat GPT and whoever else. We have so much knowledge at our fingertips. And my specific program is really derived around swaps. I'm big on food swaps because we live in a day and age where there's a swap for everything. You know, I'm speaking on June 4th at Healthy, Wealthy, Wise, and I'm going to have samples of like my walnut milk treat. That's 2 ingredients. And it's delicious. Like people are buying milk and trying to figure out which milk in the grocery store.
Yeah.
When you can make milk really in 3 minutes.
Wow.
Maybe 5, no, really, 2 or 3 minutes with walnuts.
Yeah.
So Regina, I'm going to ask you this question that I ask people. How do you make walnut milk?
I'm imagining that it's with walnuts and water.
There you go. You just made it. And you put it in a blender and you blend it and you have walnut milk because walnuts and a few other nuts, almonds too, but we don't suggest that you use almonds for various reasons. And it's something about the little hull that it's in. It's just
toxic.
So basically use walnuts. And it tastes like milk. Like if you really bite into a walnut, it has a milky type flavor. So it's high in omega-3. Oh my goodness.
So do you cook?
Oh yes.
Wait, you cook?
Oh yeah. And most of my
When
meals
people
are,
come to your house, they actually get a great meal.
if they want it. Because
What does
I'm
that
daily.
mean?
Like if you look at my refrigerator, you're not going to see a lot of food that I went to the grocery store for 2 weeks. I go to the store like every 2 days because I like to explore different foods.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I may want to eat tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Sometimes, yeah, and sometimes it gets pretty basic. Quinoa is normally a part of it.
Yes.
And so I like to create different types of foods. And when my kids come over and know that, Mom not eating quinoa. Like
It be your own kids, right?
Yeah.
Whatever you're passionate about, they're like, okay, that's for you. That is not my assignment, whatever the case may be.
But my daughter did try my chickpea bread, and she's like, "This is really good."
Okay, well, she's turning around then.
Yeah. But see, I didn't really offer it to her in a way. You need to eat chickpea bread.
Fair.
It was like, it's over there.
Yeah.
It's over there. You can try it if you want to.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, is she?
That sounds so
there it is.
familiar. Jeez. Look, if you got adults, you already know what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it cannot be our idea. It has to be theirs.
That's right.
And they are no longer going to be told to do anything. My daughter is coming to my brain right now, real hard, y'all. I mean, like real hard because, she is something else. You'll get to meet her eventually, but not right now, okay? Just... Not right now.
Not now. And how old is she?
So she's 35.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, she is a handful and I love her. She's got such amazing energy. If I was being honest,
and we know that you will
wholeheartedly,
be.
I get it.
You get.
I get it at 35. I get it.
Right.
So I'm like, God, I got it. This had to happen so that I could understand what I did to my mother. Okay, I got it.
Right. Absolutely. You know it.
And that's in the spirit of not being like a troublemaker or anything, but we just, we run to the beat of our own drum, and boy, she runs. And it's her beat, not anybody else's. And you can like it or you can lump it. Yeah.
Because God has to do his part.
That's right.
He tells us to step back and let him do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know sometimes I start a text to my children and I'm like, I just erase it and put the phone down. Like, nope, okay. Like, you got, and that is a real thing. It has happened several times.
Well, that brings up a great point. So, go take me back to a point where the ones that loved and cared for you, your mom, your grandmother, and the rest of the family, that they had to just sit back and let God do what He did for you because you were in that season.
Oh,
Tell
yeah.
us a little bit about what that looks like for you.
Yeah, well, mainly for me, I think of food when it comes down to my two families. So my mom in New York and my aunts and grandparents in Macon, Georgia. And I can remember I went to New York, I think I was around 16, and my father asked me, "Are you still eating pork?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's what your mom cooks." And he was like, "Don't eat that anymore. It's not good for you." And that was it. And it stayed with, see, it doesn't all the time take you. You got to sit your child down, talk 30 minutes. They are annoyed, ready to get on their phones. Sometimes you just say little bites and keep it going. And don't put too much emotion in it because that can make them step back, right? They're like, too much. Okay, I'm going to do it anyway. So he told me that, and I stopped from that. And then I started learning more about different foods to stop eating. And and then there was a time where, I found myself trying to talk to my Southern family about what not to eat. And then I'm like, let me not tell them. What I started to do was create the meals there and show my aunts, like, try it. This is good. They make fun of me with my quinoa and different things. But then I see that they started to like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So our conversation is always about food. When I think of them, I think of the differentiators of food,
Yeah.
and how I was able to introduce it to them. Now they're not going to eat it unless I'm there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but
It's a part of the journey of
yeah,
living and loving you. And so then, okay, so Dad gave you the assurance of, okay, it's time for you to now get rid of pork. What was like? What else did you change? And kind of give us the timeline of what it was, around what time, and then the why behind it.
okay. So in my early 20s, I did develop a cyst in my body. So I was at the doctor and she pushed on my stomach and I was like, oh, I felt that. And she pushed again. I was like, oh, I felt that again. And she was like, oh, you have a cyst. And I was like, a what? I was like, wow. The only cyst I've heard of is someone getting like a hysterectomy from this. So she said, don't worry about it. We're going to take care of it. And I remember leaving. I don't actually visually remember it, but I know that I left the doctor's office and I went downtown Brooklyn and talked to a man that was Jamaican. And I remember he had a store and he told me exactly what to do. So he was kind of like a doctor in the area, right? Like a street doctor.
Yeah.
And he said to, stop eating cheese, red meat, fried foods. And I did. And it went away on its own. And, but not really on its own. See how I said that? I actually did something. So,
So your choice.
yes, it
First you
was a
made the choice and
choice.
then the choice made you.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I did that. And then eventually, over the years, I just started, I guess, breaking off different foods. I used to, when I was in New York, working in corporate America, I'm like, oh my goodness, coffee, bagels with cream cheese, butter, and jelly stacked on top. And then the first time I had a croissant, I'm like, why do people even eat other breads? I couldn't even understand. I'm
Yeah,
like, this
the
is the most
croissant is the real
delicious.
bread.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is like the most delicious bread I've ever had. But then you learn as a woman, you go through certain things like, this bread causes yeast in the body. And like, wow, like those, I don't even look at those types of foods anymore. That's how interesting you can change when you change your thoughts around it and the damage that it can do to your body, you can just totally just, it's a mindset change. That's what it is. And once you start getting your mind wrapped around that and you see the benefits of changing those foods, you're like, okay, I'm on my way now.
Yeah.
I'm on my way. So I started coaching in 2019. And my first client that I had is so interesting how this, because I'm someone, I'll just jump in a business. I'll just start doing it. I'm very confident when it comes to business. Like, I know I can do it.
Yeah.
So I just jumped in and I was like, okay, sign up for my coaching program. I know I can help you. She had excruciating menstrual pain every month. She said since she was a teenager, sometimes she used to have to go to the hospital. It was so bad. She worked with me 2 weeks and she called and she was like, oh my goodness, my cycle came and I didn't even know it was there. That's how amazing this protocol is. And it's not hard. It's the things that I had her stop eating and some of the things that she replaced with it.
Yeah.
And she loves it. And she wrote me a testimony not too long ago saying, I still do some of those same things.
Yeah.
Because we have to look at things as blood flow. It's all about the blood. Just like with Jesus, it's all about the blood. And you have to make sure that your blood is pretty much as clean as possible and you don't create clumps in it, because that's when disease starts in different parts of the body.
Well, I wonder for the people who will watch this or listen to it, what would be the very next question that they would ask you if they were not just listening or watching, that they were in front of you based on what you just said? What do you believe would be the very next question?
Is, well, what do I have to give up to eat? What do I have to give up in order for that? Because, well, no, I'll take that back. The very next thing would be is, how do I work with you? How do I get there? Well, what do I need to eat? Those are some of the things. And then when we start talking about coaching, then they say, well, do I have to stop eating this, this, and this? And that's what makes women afraid a lot. They don't want to give up certain foods because we're Americans. We have everything at our fingertips, so.
And so then you stopped the pork. What was next for you?
Ooh, that's a long time, Regina. But I know I stopped fried foods,
Okay.
for sure, battered foods, and like if I make potatoes at home, which are normally red potatoes, if I'm not eating a sweet potato, I cut them thin and I cook them in olive oil. That's, it's really that's the substitute. Instead of using canola, vegetable, really bad margarine or butter, olive oil or avocado oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, and coconut oil is good too.
Yeah.
But if you don't want your food to taste like coconut, so.
Yeah. So for me, I was definitely on all the meats, all of them. And at some point in my life, I decided that I didn't want to move in that direction. And that was I think I started maybe around 2017, 2015, no, 2016 or 2017 is when I started removing things out of my diet. And I remember that I had not been eating a lot of pork. I hadn't been eating a lot of chicken. I did eat a lot of beef because I was working out a lot. And so that was the deal, right? Making sure that the muscle had the protein from the steak every day. I got burnt out of that, so I stopped eating that. Then the last meat protein was fish, and then shrimp, and everything that lies under the fish category. And I remember I was all the way down to canned tuna. And one day I said to myself, if I'm going to eat tuna, why don't I eat fresh tuna instead of
Right.
the can?
Uh-huh.
And that day was the day that I put the can down.
Interesting.
And
So you don't eat meat at all?
I don't eat any meat. And on rare occasions, if I'm out with someone or if I'm at somebody's house, I'll do cheese. But for the most part,
Wow.
no. No
And
eggs, no any of that.
so you just don't want animal products in your body?
Just a decision that I felt like was led to that, hey, if you want the best opportunity. My next journey is going to be sugar. And I have done that before. I've done 4 years of no sugar. And then one day I said to my daughter, who that's what she does. She's a caterer and she makes fabulous wedding cakes and all of the
Oh,
things. And I said to her 4 years later, go to the shop and get me a cupcake. And she's like, you don't want no cupcake. It's like, yeah, I do. And I have not stopped since then.
that
So
little
that can tell you
yeah.
about addiction too, right? Food addiction, and you do have to be practical about what
Yeah.
that looks like.
Does she live here in Atlanta?
She does not. She's in
Ah,
Alabama. Yep, in
gotcha,
Birmingham.
gotcha.
Yep.
Wow. So, and see, that's the important part. You have to be led by just the way that you feel with certain foods. You're your best doctor, I'm telling you. Believe it or not, you have the knowledge inside of you to know what is good for you.
Yeah.
Because I do eat meat, but I don't eat pastas and breads and sugar oh, no way. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and I infuse my foods with a lot of veggies. And you see how I just named those three? All three of those have substitutes. So, bread, I eat chickpea bread, and I help others eat chickpea bread. What did I say? Pasta, chickpea pasta. The Barilla brand is some of the best chickpea pasta you can have. Yes, make it, that's your new spaghetti. Like, use chickpea pasta. I need to call them so they can pay me for that,
Okay.
right?
All right
Yeah,
then.
yeah, yeah.
That was a commercial.
And sugar. A great snack is like my walnuts and dates. Dates are sweeter than sugar
They
even.
are.
They are so
They're so
sweet.
good too.
Yes, and I'm glad that you know that. So I sometimes take walnuts and dates, and after I've made my walnut milk, I pour it over it and I put it in a bowl. So it's almost like you're tricking your mind. If you like cereal, you put it in a bowl and you eat it as cereal. You can put a little local honey, it's okay.
Yeah.
And you got a great sweet treat. Now, do you want donuts after that still? Like, then we got a serious problem
Yeah.
that we need to detox,
Yeah.
right?
That's a great fact right there because it is. And so most of the time, the dates are the superfood for me. Like if I have a really sweet tooth, they're in my refrigerator right now. I mean, I can take one or two and I'm good. If I
Oh,
did cookies, I would take 16 cookies.
really?
Maybe, I don't
That's
know, but
amazing.
it's a
You
serious
need
thing.
more.
But I
Yeah.
absolutely need more of something that has uh, unhealthy product in it, more so than what is organic.
Yeah, because your body is searching for the place of satisfaction. That's why we can really, if you really can sit and eat a whole bucket of popcorn from the movies, and you could eat more chips than that one bag because your body is not satisfied
That's
because
right.
it can't even use those chips that's going in there
Yeah.
because of all the stuff that's in it.
Yeah.
And the honey buns and cupcake, forget about it. You can't even
Don't
pronounce.
be running my people away now, okay? All right, everybody, listen. She's telling you the truth. She's just telling you the truth. Don't get mad. Don't listen.
But I got help for you.
Yes.
That's the thing. I got help for you. And we're going to put all the links in so you'll be able to get all that help, right?
It is a journey, and I will tell you that, even for myself, but it's a decision that you do have to make. And sometimes it's a health decision.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel like you just really want to feel better, do better. And you make that decision, but you do have to make a decision on
Yes.
if you are tired of feeling sluggish all of the time, if you're tired of having sickness, illness, and things of that nature. That's typically when people start to really feel like I got to do something different. And at least it was for me. And I wasn't sick, but I always felt like I was so sluggish. I didn't have enough energy. And I thought that the energy was coming from the foods that I really enjoyed to eat. But more importantly, what was depleting the energy was the sugar. And so I could eat and have some Kool-Aid. I mean, listen, all of the things, right? Hey, don't act like you don't know what Kool-Aid is now, okay? She tripping. She know what Kool-Aid is.
Not for the last 40 years.
Look, you know what Kool-Aid is too, don't you? Don't play, okay? Yoshi like, oh, Kool-Aid, oh my goodness. Kool-Aid with some sugar in it, okay? You know what I'm talking about, okay? And some ice. But when you evolve, you do get to, when you know better, you do better.
You do.
And,
You really
I
do.
think that's why it's so important for a coach like you to help people know better so that they can do better.
Yes, yes. And now with all that we're creating, starting here in Atlanta, with our experience, healthy lifestyle living, you all can come and join us. So you gotta stay tuned to find out what some of these really exciting adventures are going to be right here in the city, right here.
Wow.
And something I learned the other day, speaking of exciting, I have had this inner feeling lately of sprinting, doing sprints. I was in high school, I was a sprinter. I didn't really win a lot, but I was fast.
That's all right. You were out there participating.
I was out there, yeah. I was fast, but I wasn't as fast as two other girls that lived in the projects. Just watch them just, but I was still fast, right?
I had a lot of practice, I'm imagining. I know I did. I used to have to run from the bus, getting off the bus to the house.
Oh.
That's a sprint.
That's a sprint,
and
right.
so I understand if they were really fast, it's because, you have life lessons that teach you how to run faster.
There you go.
Yeah.
And so I've had this desire lately to do sprints at some point in the day. I was listening to a podcast of a scientist. She's a scientist doctor, really, really smart on natural living, right? And she said that it is better to do like sprints for like 10 minutes than it is to walk 1 hour.
That
Start
saves
sprinting.
me 50 minutes. I can get 50 minutes back of my time.
So don't tell me anymore about you don't have time to exercise. Someone told me that yesterday. We were doing a discovery call. That's probably my last discovery call too. And she was like, Yoshi, I don't have time to exercise. I want to be healthy, but I don't have time. And I'm like, how do you not have time to be healthy? Because at some point, you're going to have all the time because you're not going to be doing any work because you're going to be sick. We have to know that it's inevitable if you live a certain lifestyle. I love Jesus like the next person. But she said, no, I have to make a certain amount of money and I don't have time to exercise, so I can't sign up with you. She said, find me a coach to help me with my time. She said, no, if I had a coach to help me make the amount of money that I'm making, but I could cut out some of the time, then I'll do that.
And did you recommend Regina Polk for that?
I didn't, Regina. I didn't know that you did that. I recommended someone in my Lead to Taste group because she's a leadership coach. Gina, have you joined Lead to Taste yet?
I have not.
Okay, and see, that's part of the problem.
Did you hear her? She made the problem.
We have to talk about
Yeah.
that.
Well, I feel like at the end of the day, right, everybody's where they're supposed to be and until the perfect timing.
Yeah, yeah,
And so I can also charge that too. You really don't know all of the things that I have my hands in.
yeah,
And
yeah, for
so it's
sure.
important to be able to know that. And I'm looking forward to getting to know you even more
Uh-huh.
so that we can help each other find their space and their people,
Yeah.
because it's easy to get mixed or missed, I should say, because nobody knows. And so that's a lesson. Make sure that people know what you know. But I tell you one thing, God has got me
Yes.
right here in this season. And so I'm being obedient. And yeah, I know that there's more.
Oh,
And you
there's
said that
always
there's
more.
more.
There's always more. There's so much more. I am so excited about today and the future. Even when I reflect on yesterday. So I went to this Okay, so this is how it all started. I was meeting with our COO of Lead to Taste in Fresh One Kitchen. He is a sponsor, so I can say his name, say their restaurant.
Okay, good.
And so we were talking, and she said, "Oh, I'm going to this networking event with it's all tech guys. It's all tech." And so I'm like, then she started telling me about the restaurant. I'm like, "Ooh, now I'm listening." She's like, "Oh, yeah, this chef is from," I can't even remember where she said he was from, but he comes in, he speaks to everyone, he gives out soup to people. He's just so energetic in his restaurant. And I'm like, okay. So I am a total restaurant explorer. So I'm like, okay, where is it? I stopped our meeting and just started looking up the restaurant, looking at the menu, I'm like, where's the menu? I can't find it. It's like, aren't we meeting about, no, I need to find the menu because that is in my blood every day. It's just adventuring out to seek out healthy restaurants and
Yeah.
talk to chefs about what they put in their food. So, make a long story short, I found myself at the restaurant. I was meeting my publicist, so I told her to meet me there. I gave her the wrong one, the wrong restaurant. She was already on Piedmont. She's like, okay, I'm gonna be late. She went all the way downtown in the rain, and she was like, where are you? And I'm like, what do you mean? She was like, I'm downtown. I'm like, then the chef had already told me he has 3 restaurants. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I sent her away from Piedmont. She
Oh,
was already on Piedmont. It's crazy.
yeah.
But anyway,
So
she's
she
such
was
a,
at his restaurant
she wasn't
when
at
she
the
called?
restaurant. She was in the area,
Okay.
but she was over in Buckhead.
Yeah.
But I sent her downtown to the wrong
Got
restaurant,
it.
so she had to come back. She's a good sport, so
Yeah.
that's why we can be cool because she didn't get on the phone. Girl, can you believe Yoshi sent me to, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So
good
it
to
was
have.
all good, and we ate for free. So I'm like, come on, it's all free.
Yeah.
So, but this is how experiences happen when you're walking in your purpose. I planned to go there and talk to the chef about this is how we get healthy restaurants on our show. We come in, we do a complimentary meal, and then we let you know if we were. I was telling him what we did, and I said, you know why I want to experience your restaurant is because I saw you had 100% olive oil on your menu. And then I see you have it on the wall right there. He said, hold it, stop everything. He went out there and got one guy from the tech group, and he's like, come on with me. So, and we all were going toward the kitchen. Then I called a friend that invited me. I told her to call our COO. I was like, come on, get your camera. And so she came, we went to the back, and he started pouring out olive oils. We're tasting olive oils from all over the
Olive.
world.
Yeah.
And he's talking, and he's from Nazareth. I've never met, have you ever met anyone that says they're from Nazareth? Oh my, you got to watch that clip.
Yeah.
So that's how your day, and I was so enthused because I was exactly where I wanted to be. It was unplanned, and it's my desire to go from restaurant to restaurant and show my audience what's healthy that you can eat when you're out. Even restaurants that you go to and they're not a traditional healthy restaurant, I'll show you how to eat healthy in those types of restaurants, what to order. Because everybody's not going to be, definitely not here in Atlanta, and be like, where are we going?
Right.
No, I need to,
Yeah.
that's not brunch, Yoshi. That avocado and no, 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 no. Where's the grits with the shrimp and gravy, all that. So how do you eat healthy in those? And then a great way, since we're on the subject, a great tip is just taste some of theirs and be like, oh, okay, that's good. And you can order salmon with eggs. That is a great breakfast right there, and a veggie for breakfast. I eat that all the time. Yeah, with quinoa normally.
Yeah.
But yeah, so back to experiences. Those are the things that really you desire in your heart, and you are like, you're on a high. Like for my birthday last month, my family took me on my first hike. That was my first one. And I was like, it was the best gift ever. I found myself like walking off by myself. They were back there. Because I wanted to experience the trees and the ground and no phones, and it was just beautiful. And the natural waterfalls. We were up near Tennessee, and
Okay.
it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And no money had to be spent. Just if we think about just the hike, you put your clothes on and you go in the woods and you're hiking, and you don't have to spend anything. You don't even need your phone. You just embrace nature.
And so, in embracing, what was that like for you? Because usually, when people go out into nature, they get one with God. They have those conversations. What was that like for you?
I'm one with God all day, even when I'm talking to other people. But I truly just thanked him so much for that day. And because this is what I wanted. And I knew it was the beginning of a new chapter. It was the beginning. It was a few weeks ago. And now I know that I'm all in. He's going to take care of this business. He's going to take care of you if you come along with us. Even if you're not in Atlanta, we are going to go to different cities. So just
Yeah.
beware. Be ready.
So I hear you including people. How vast do you see that?
I feel like people have to be a part of it, because if it's just me out going from place to place, and I'm not helping anyone that way. You can help people because they can be inspired, and that was my first idea. I'm going to go and show people how to live a healthy lifestyle. And that is going to help many people. But what if I'm taking along a group of women with me on some of those trips? Even if it's a day trip, a half a day, 3 days, whatever. You're showing people, you're getting them excited about it. And that can encourage other groups of women to do the same thing. So that's the difference. It keeps evolving into something greater, I feel. Yeah.
So, leaning in on a spiritual space right here, like, because my question was really about God's intention. What do you see?
I feel like God put the desire in my heart, and he gives us the desire of our hearts,
Yes.
says Psalms. And he's going to watch over that desire as long as we have the courage to move into it. I mean, Regina, this type of lifestyle I'm talking about, as far as my life, as well as bringing business into it,
Yeah.
this is not something normally someone introduces in their lives at 60. you know?
First of all, let me be clear. Never would have thought that number was coming out.
Yeah.
60.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I feel like I personally, and I want to encourage others to do more as you get
Oh,
older.
yeah.
Push heavier weight, walk longer. I mean, you have to be intentional about these things because I've watched when people slow down, they retire, they're like, okay, they go on a few trips, they're sitting longer, they're eating more. It's just to a detriment.
So I'm gonna pause right here.
Okay.
Okay. What I'm looking for, I'm looking for it not. I'm looking for you to transition from you to him and speak to them, because you've given them all the meat, the bread, all of that. I'm going to ask you a question or two that is personal.
Okay.
And in that conversation that I'm having with you, my goal is to get them to see themselves in you on the journey that you have had. So, what question, transformative, would you like me to ask you that you know by sharing will give them hope, will give them direction, will give them a sense of knowing that God is with them?
So that question would be, Regina, is what took you so long to get to this place, Yoshi?
That's beautiful. I got chills.
So I saw a show one time, and most of you know what it is.
Hold on.
Okay.
Because I got to go back. He's going to cut my conversation with you out.
Oh,
Because that
okay.
was just between you and I.
Oh, it is.
So
Oh,
he's,
okay.
yeah, so he's going to edit that.
Okay.
And so now I'm asking you, what took you so long? What's the rest of it?
Oh, what took me so long to get to this place?
Okay. Okay.
And this decision to have more of an adventurous type
Okay.
business.
Okay. So Yoshi, you talked about how you started this business and how it was one-on-one, and you felt this feeling that, yeah, I know something's different. What took you so long to make a change?
That's a good question, Regina. You know, I'm going to look at you and tell you this. I feel like it was a sense of fear, and not in the traditional sense of fear, because going from coaching women one-on-one and them paying you a lump sum of money at one time, or group coaching, and it's sort of like you can pretty much predict what you're going to make if you do the work. But my mind has always been, let me take that back. When I saw this one show, Anthony Bourdain, Parts Unknown. It used to be on CNN. A lot of you know that show. I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, wow, this is an amazing show. And then I think just a few more times after seeing it, I've heard someone say, he has the greatest job in the world. And I'm like, it really does seem like it. And I'm like, wow, I want to do that. I wrote out a whole business plan of doing that. He's no longer doing it, so I was like, I can do it. But even if he is doing it, I can still do it. And I'm like, wow, and I'm a Black woman and I can do this. I haven't never seen a Black woman out doing experiences like Anthony Bourdain. And I wrote that it's been about 6 years ago. And every time I look to move on it, just other things get in the way. Nothing really negative, but just other businesses, other types of thoughts, because the money is not there. It's not, I don't see it. I can't touch it. I can't say, okay, if I make these 2 steps, oh, here's the money. Because to make a show like that successful, it takes a few different, it's different from just saying, I'm going to coach you, you pay me, got you. We get on some virtual meetings, right? So I feel like that was the problem. But I knew all along that the Lord was right there, like, this is it. This is it. And, well, let me put it this way. I knew that he was allowing me to do this show because it's the desire of my heart. I know it. Every time I even look at a path, sometimes I'm like, it just looks so inviting. And I'm talking about with trees on both sides and just a path. I'm like, wow, I'd rather be walking on that path instead of sitting in the house on a phone. Or just, it's like I always want to be on the go. I was on the highway the other day and I was like, I should just keep going to South Carolina. But I didn't do it. And I'm like, gas prices is way too high. No, but I did. I had the desire to keep going.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a real feeling there.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with any other person. Like, it's there. And I also feel like the places that I will go, people will get introduced to the Lord that do not know the Lord.
Yeah.
That is a real thing, because he's not just going to do it for my own selfish needs and for us to lose weight and get healthy and be like, oh, that was fun. There's always a God reason there. Because his whole desire is for us to just spread Christ to others. That's number one. That's our number. Do you know that's our number one job out of all of our jobs? Is to tell someone else about Christ. That could be 1, 10, 20, 50, 1,000, 1,000,000.
So a couple of days ago, we were, maybe not even a couple, maybe, but today is Saturday. Yeah, so we were talking about the psychology of money. And there's a book that's out. I'm not sure if you've ever read it or not, but it was so intriguing around how we think of money. So tell me, how do you feel about money? What does it mean to you?
It's a tool. I know that it's a tool. Of course, we have bills to pay. But it is really a tool to buy things, to survive. But biblically, the Lord said he's the one that gives us the ability to get wealth. Because people sometimes think that wanting to have great, nice things and to live a healthy, wealthy life is evil, like, especially the wealthy part. But he said he's the one who gives us the ability to do that. So, and I also learned from a coach that I was listening to, you can do more things for people if you have wealth. And I'm like, right, you can. Because when I think of wealth, I think of helping other people. That is really the number one thing. A Ferrari doesn't come to my mind. Maybe a Land Rover.
Okay.
But
All right, that's fair.
but seriously, it is really helping other people.
Yeah.
I'm in Atlanta. I drive by people that are living on the street, under bridges, women with children in their hands. I don't drive by them. We stop and have a conversation because I need to know how I can help a woman with a kid on the street.
That's
I'm
tough for
always
you.
stopping. Yeah.
Have you ever felt like you were on the path of your desire for wealth and something got in the way?
I don't feel like I've been it's not really a desire for wealth, it's a desire for healthy experiences.
Okay. Tell me
So,
more.
so let me go back for a minute from the parts unknown. So eventually I said, yeah, that is the greatest job on earth, it looks like. And I'm going to do it. Why can't I do it? I can do it. So it evolved from that type of show to more of experience, bringing people healthy experiences instead of just experiences.
Okay.
Yeah. So the show is derived around bringing our audiences healthy experiences in culture, business, and lifestyle. That pretty much encompasses everything. So, like on Monday, I've been driving by this, what does she have? There's a woman that owns a kickboxing business. And I'm going to go talk to her because that is, to me, is part of living a healthy lifestyle. You're learning how, instead of, going to a gun shop and buying a gun, it's like, well, let me learn how to maybe kickbox. And we can show other women how to do that.
From a self-defense
From a
perspective is what you're talking about. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the way my mind thinks about different aspects of a woman's life. Like what is the reason that we're doing that? What is the reason that we're having a picnic outside, a meeting outside instead of in a conference room? How cool is that? Let's just go to the park. Let's bring our baskets, cute baskets, and
Cute.
and have, because someone's going to be filming it, right? So it has to be cute. And let's have let's have a business networking outside, maybe in the park. So that doesn't really cost anything, you know? So, so I love the way that God is leading this. I feel like it's just more adventure, more outdoors. And when you have adventure, adventure can be different for everyone.
Yeah.
To some people, it can be really going to the movies is an adventure, sitting and eating popcorn. So, but these are healthy adventures. And hopefully, my goal is to help you get outside and do more outdoors, moving your body. I always keep coming to that. Yeah. And just really eating foods that serve your body well. I feel like God wants that for you. He does not want, what can you do sick? In the Bible, it seems as if the only one that brings sickness and disease is the devil. So don't think that God put something on you. What have you agreed with when it comes to that ailment that you may have?
Are you talking about decisions that maybe we make that causes that illness to surface, or are you saying that the individual making their decisions, knowing that it's not good for them? Like, what are you saying to the person that's listening to us now?
That's a great question. I'm going to go to my mom for a second. So I would go to my mom's house, and she lives in a studio in Buckhead, really nice area. And when you walk into her home, she has these little notes plastered all over her house. My body is healed. All my bills are paid. God is my witness, my love, my life. All of these, this is the way she lives. And it's not that my mother ate food that was so just, from the earth, as we call it. She does eat healthy. We get her food from Whole Foods most of the time. But it's your mindset and your thoughts. I can remember years ago, I heard someone say this. He was a pastor, and he was like, okay, so you have a headache. You feel the headache, but you don't have to continue to agree with that. And that was my start of starting to speak and think differently about diseases. And then I did my own research. and I listen to other pastors and I listen to other teachers, is you don't have to agree. Let's say, for example, you feel a headache. Some people will get on the phone and start calling people and tell them, girl, I got this headache and oh my goodness, my head hurts so bad. Okay, so it's going to keep hurting so bad. I'm telling you, these things are spiritual. And try not to do that. Say, you know what? What are you doing? Oh, I am getting rid of this headache. If you have to talk about it, you're always getting rid of it. You're always dispersing these things from your body. Anything that has to do with sickness and disease. You feel like you're addicted to sugar? No. You don't have to say that. Don't agree with it. You have to, that's changing your mindset. And the Lord will give you the desire of your heart, but you have to make moves toward it as well. You have to move in it. Yeah. Like I had to move in this adventure business. I'm so ready.
Do you ever have times where you have a little fear, uncertainty, that, you know, things, while you know that he is able, but do you ever second guess or, you know, question, like, I don't have the bills I don't have the ability to pay the way I want to. Not that we all get in tough times sometimes, right? And I shouldn't assume, but have you ever been in a tough time?
Absolutely.
Okay. And in those times, how do you frame the work, and how do you move forward with faith and knowing that it's okay? You referenced 60, so in somewhere between birth and 60, you've experienced that maybe once, twice, maybe even more. What is the conversation that you have with him in those times that you are rested in assurance that he's going to provide? Because you have made great examples of how and why God hears us and he provides for us, even when we are most afraid that the dollars won't come in.
Yeah, yeah. And that is such a great question. And it hasn't been that long ago when I have felt that feeling, but I know, see, you have to practice this. So I know not to say certain things that come to my mind. Oh, they come to my mind. This scripture right here, God supplies all my needs according to his riches and glory. And I learned how to meditate on certain scriptures. And this is how I was taught by Nancy Dufresne. She's a pastor who is completely amazing. And she says, you take each word. So we take God, Almighty. Who is God? Omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient. He created the universe. He can do anything for me right now. So God supplies. He's the one who gives it to me. No one else. He tells other people to bring it to me. He changes numbers sometimes. He does whatever. So he is the supplier. God supplies all. Okay. All, not some, all our needs. So she said, take each word. And that is one of my favorite scriptures when I get to that place of doubt. And when I hear the doubt coming, like, okay, so, oh, no doubts. Nope. You get out of, you tell it to leave. You can tell a doubt to leave your mind.
That's good.
Yeah. You have the authority to say to a disease, a doubt, or anything, you can't come in my mind anymore. You laugh at it sometimes. Get out of here. I'm not talking about that, because God supplies all my needs, not some of them, all of them. So if I'm lined up with him, I cannot fail. He won't let you. What has happened to you thus far? God has brought you this far. He's brought me this far, and Regina. He's going to keep doing it. He likes to do new things. You know, one time, Regina, I was wondering and I felt ungrateful. When God blesses me with something that is an obvious blessing, I say, oh my God, thank you so much for that. I'm so grateful. I mean, I go all in.
Mm-hmm.
But then almost like 2 days later, I don't feel as grateful.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh my goodness, am I ungrateful now? I feel bad because I don't feel that same gratefulness. And do you know the Lord, not in an audible voice, but he definitely spoke to me saying that I'm ready to give you a new blessing now. You can't stay over there with that one. Yes, you're grateful, but it's time for new blessings and newer ones. So they keep coming.
Yeah.
I had never heard that from anyone before.
Mm-hmm.
So it only came from the Holy Spirit.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Mm-hmm. So that's if nothing else, it's giving anyone that might be watching now the idea that, hey, you don't know where tomorrow's going to be based on God's plan. And I know that scarcity thinking is tremendously the challenge that we have to avoid and destroy, because that's not his spirit. He does not give us the spirit of fear. Mm-hmm. But sometimes when our money is funny, we go into fear instead of into prayer. Mm-hmm. And so I'm encouraging you to not doubt what's happening because your money is drying up. We are in some tough times right now, but his gift to you is him. His gift to you is him. And so he can do all things. If you're sitting there and you're thinking about, hey, look, I want to start this vision that has been placed inside of me, but I don't have the resources. I'm telling you, pick up the book, The Psychology of Money. It will help you tremendously see that it ain't always about you. The more you give to other people, the more you get back in return. Mm-hmm. You don't even know the next person may be the blessed person that was called to come to you for some reason or another to help you get where you're supposed to go.
Yes.
Don't sit in silence. If you know God has put something on your heart to do something, the money is the last thing you should concern yourself about. I need to say that again. Mm-hmm. The money is the last thing you need to worry about. First, get clarity on what it is that God wants me to do. He will provide the people. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know, I'm preaching. I know, because I love you and I want the very best for you. Don't get so caught up in scarcity thinking. Just trust God. Let him direct your path. You got a brilliant idea, get outside, go somewhere, meet people, and you never know when the angel shows up according to his will.
Oh, yes.
You hear me? I mean it. We get too afraid most times that we don't do. And so, let go of the fear. Move your body. Mm-hmm. Get into action. Not your action, but seek time with him so that you have clarity on what it is he has for you to do. It might not be your plan. You must be open to do what you know he's told you to do. And he will bless you abundantly. And I'm not just talking about money. Mm-hmm. That's so secondary. Got it? Okay. All right. I love you. I get in. I know I get on those tangents sometimes, but it's because I love you so much, and I want you to have what he has for you. And so now we hear with Yoshi, and she's saying to you, like, it's available. It's available. He said it in his word. She broke it all the way down. Trust. That's all you need now. Trust.
Yeah. I love the way you just segmented that, everyone.
Just on my heart.
Yeah.
Because I know how people are right now. And it's
And I love the way you said, get up and move, because you've got to move. You've got to walk in faith. A gazillion networking events happen in Atlanta every day. Pick one. Or like a couple of my business associates, pick 4. They go to various ones.
What would you say about the people who are like antisocial? I mean, like, well, what would you tell them? Like, we're personal people and we like touching people. Not everybody's that way. So what would you say to the person who is much more introverted, and what options do they have if it's not going out meeting people like we do all the time?
You have to step out of your comfort zone. Although today we do have virtual meetings, virtual Zooms you can get on and join groups. Although there's always an example I have. So Barbara Jones, who's a brilliant AI strategist, she's in my Lead to Taste group, stays home. She doesn't want ever to go anywhere. She loves being in her home. She stepped out one time. Now we can't get her to stay home.
Wow.
She loves being out and meeting people. And someone was like, Yoshi, I can't believe that. No, I know Barbara. She does not go out. Now she's at almost every networking group at networking event that she can.
Yeah.
And she's watching it even help her AI business. Okay, AI business. So she's a techie and she's out.
Yeah.
She stepped out of her comfort zone and she's watching the benefits. Yeah.
So get up and go. Like, I get it. It's uncomfortable until you meet someone that could change the way you look at those things.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, write down now. Like, no, grab something and write something down and say, listen, I'm committed to doing one thing this week that I'm uncomfortable doing. And maybe that's a small group. Maybe you're courageous enough to go to a larger one. But you will define what that looks like for your next chapter. And I'm going to be expecting some comments to say, hey, I did something I wouldn't have done had I not heard this episode. All right. I know I get bossy sometimes, but I'm just telling you, that's an action item. All right. That's an action item. Okay. Right. Yoshi, anything else that you would like to share with everyone that might find this episode, no matter where, on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Apple, I'm going to stop that one, Apple Podcast.
Y'all know I said a lot. I can say so much more, but one of the main things, if we're talking to business owners here, as well as non-business owners, this could be for anyone. I know there's something in you that you want to do, but you're afraid of what people will say. Most of the time, that is what the problem is. Like, I'm really looking outside this window, and I'm looking at the trees. And something that I've been wanting to do is climb a tree. It will happen. That's out of my comfort zone. And it's going to be filmed. Oh my goodness. And I want to go sit in the tree. Hopefully it doesn't have ants in it. Maybe we need to spray it down. No, but really.
Don't worry.
But really, step out of your comfort zone. And whatever that may be, because there is something that the Lord has put the desire in your heart for. So if He put it there, He's going to see you through it.
Yeah.
And He's going to bring you through it with the means to do it.
Yeah.
It's that simple. If you could do everything on your own, what's the use of God, right? No challenges, no nothing. Just do the same thing every day. He'll see you through it.
Well, we trust that you have gotten something that you're going to take from this particular episode and do it. Not
Yes.
think about it, do it. Jot down everything that you can think of, maybe watch it again to be clear. This episode was for you. And if you get nothing out of it, you keep moving because the episode is going to be either before this one or after. But stay right here because our intention is to help you move forward, not because of what we believe, but what we know that God has for you. You will find it out. We don't know what it is, but we know that He has something great for every one of His children.
Yes.
It's all about if you will take the decision and let that decision make you who He has planned for you. All right, listen, we appreciate you being right here, staying on, listening, maybe 2 or 3 times. I don't know, but we are grateful
3 times.
for you because without you, this will go nowhere. Thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you.